Chris, the Dating Doc here. In this podcast, we're going to talk about energy, meditation, and some funny random ramblings on what's going on in my life. Cobra Kai, never die. So what is going on with the guy behind the voice, Chris, the Dating Doc? Well, what's going on in my life? Let's see. I'm going through a semi Cobra Kai Karate Kid thing. I'm not sure if you want to call it a phase. I originally saw the movie back in the 80s, and fast forward a couple weeks ago, me and my daughter watched all three movies together. And I started playing Cobra Kai, which, by the way, is probably the only thing that's worthwhile when it comes to YouTube original shows. YouTube tried 2 years ago to become sort of a competitor to Netflix when they came out with their short-lived YouTube Red, which became YouTube Premium, and they had a whole bunch of shows that came out. And really the only one that was worthwhile that made me purchase a subscription to YouTube Premium was Cobra Kai. But to close the loop, here I am, got my daughter watching this, and the original shows are rated PG, and all of a sudden, I'm starting to hear the F-bomb, the S, and I'm like, come on. And you got these cute teenagers that are, joining Cobra Kai or joining Miyagi-Do, which is, Daniel's dojo. Won't spoil anything. But man, totally jacked it up for me, which was, it was going to be nostalgia lane. I was going to kind of finish it all with her watching this show and seeing how Daniel and Johnny have grown up, and instead totally jacked that up. But I'm trying to watch the show by myself, and it's a decent watch. It brings me back to the years when we weren't so offended. And I think that's what the producers are trying to do. They are purposely trying to tell us, not just millennials, but us during the current times, to just suck it up and quit crying about every damn thing. Analyzing every single damn thing and feeling so offended. It's going to have a trickle effect on the way that we are as a society. I'm referring to this non-offended state. Anyways, so yeah, that's a little bit of my life. Yeah, a little Cobra Kai, little wax on, wax off going on. So recently I did a live show on both YouTube Live as well as Instagram with Offi Kingdom. Offi Kingdom, real name Offi. He is a YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify content creator. Also has written 2 books. And I plugged that in because he was one of the guys that has reached out to me continuously in a very sincere, authentic way. Now, again, like any good business person, if there's an agenda behind it, at least the currency of friendship and authenticity is paid off. I say again, authenticity and friendliness, just being friendly, keeping it real, as they say, does pay off dividends. So we did this show together, and had some really good comments come through, especially on the YouTube live version of it. A lot of them ended up funneling me into receiving advice on military game. I'm not talking about video games, I'm talking about game, like the dating game. It was a predominantly male crowd, and once they found out I'm military, and I shared 1 or 2 of my stories, very juicy, PG-13 on up, Cobra Kai on up story about some of my adventures in the military. And some of the viewers were like, hey, how do you do it? How do you do it being military? I thought that was interesting. Originally, 10 years ago, when I first started Synergy Dating, which was my first dating company, I actually envisioned only doing this for military. Now, this was back when I was way younger. I did not know all the guidelines of public affairs and how you're representing the military and things of that sort. So for me to only be able to provide service or niche service to the military would have looked a little bit odd, because you have nonprofits, you have companies that they compete for contracts with the military, and they're kind of in that space of contractor, military contractors that deal with security or support, logistics, that type of stuff. And then for the nonprofits, it's wounded warrior thing, and the list goes on. So can you imagine a dating company that's only servicing military? Not only did it just not fit, but I can just imagine all the rules being broken. We are not allowed to date outside of our rank. If we're in the same command, that can get a little bit of a sticky subject. But I did find it interesting that 10 years ago was a concept that I thought of doing this for military. And then just this past weekend, I do this collaboration with Offi Kingdom, and a lot of the questions were directed specifically at me being a military guy. Why do I say all this? Well, what's the point of all this? When you're creating a business, it's sometimes they tell you to find a niche, right? Like if I open up a cricket store and then I cut hair and then I also sold wings, even if I'm the best barber, even if I have the best cricket phones, even if I make the best wings, on the outside looking in, people are thinking, they do all three of those in that one building. I highly doubt that they are masters at any of those. Like they're spreading themselves too thin. And I'm aware of that. I am very much aware of that because, I offer matchmaking, I offer date coaching, I produce content. I stick my hand out to work with a lot of people in the matchmaking, date coaching space. So because, in a way I'm doing all this, then it's like, well, can he really be a good dating coach if he's doing matchmaking as well as doing podcasts, as well as doing all this? And the answer is yes. I love to be the counterculture type of guy. I like to push beyond that, push the labels, get away from the labels. It is rare that you will find a male, Hispanic, heterosexual, under 40 years old that's in the space that I'm in right now, unless they directly work for a big company like Match Group Limited. So, this call was with Offi Kingdom was sort of could I even go niche? Hell, I even start a new company just so it could be labeled as more niche than what I have right now. But I take pride in providing top-down service. Because I'll use another example real quick before I finish this segment. If I go to a car mechanic and they do a lot of things, they can change your oil, they can change your tires, they can put in a new transmission, they can fix any kind of sensor issues that you're having, engine issues, I'm going to them. Because guess what? They're able to pick up on any other critical issues that I may have with my car. And that's the strategy that I take with the TheDatingDoc. The TheDatingDoc, the cure for the common date. Why is it the cure? Because guess what? I look A through Z to see what's going on, whether it's online dating, offline dating, confidence boosting, getting away from a divorce or breakup and building yourself back up again. A to Z, baby. Change out your air filter and your oil and fix your engine at the same time. I'm going to talk about something that interests me and that admittedly I'm getting into. So I am not an expert at all. I'm very much a student. But this is in regards to meditation and understanding energy. Now, I bring it up every now and then during my live sessions because people may ask me, how is that you're so chilled out? They know the kind of clients I've had. Some of you have heard the stories, but since the dawn of time, before these civilizations knew about each other, there were basically religious religious beliefs that centered around energy levels, the spirit, right? Anything synonymous with that. And I noticed we've forgotten that. We've gotten rid of that. We've replaced it with technology. It is very hard to read energy levels when someone's so in tune to their phone. But I think that it's important for us to learn energy, especially as we try to find meaning in a world that is so addicted to technology, in a world that's suffering from increased levels of anxiety and depression. Why do I say all this? Well, what's up with the energy meditation discussion if you don't even know what you're talking about? Pure peace on curiosity. I would like to know, you as a viewer, if you have gotten into any sort of program or belief system when it comes to energy reading. It has helped me when it comes to matchmaking. Before I even knew the terms or knew what journey I was going through, I could pick up on the energy levels between two clients on the matchmaking side. This even helped out during events where I would see people speed dating. This is through my first company, Synergy Dating. And I would witness the compatibility and I would feel that energy. I'd feel the synergy, which is close to the name of my company. And I thought it was pretty peculiar because I think a lot of us are looking for something tangible, right? We're like, well, I can hold my phone. I just paid this bill with $49.60. So where's my $49.60 of energy, right? Religion ties in a little bit, right? People pray, people actively meditate, and I don't want to offend any religion, but I do look at prayer as a way to meditate. In this instance, you're focusing and calling on a deity, if I mispronounce that, or some sort of ancestor, depending on your religion. So if there's validity in the spiritual, there should be validity in the religious, right? What I mean by that is that just because you may not believe in an organized religion, if you are meditating, you might be calling up on the same sort of energy. Let's say you're an agnostic who's into meditation. You might be calling up on the same energy that someone that is praying through organized religion might be doing themselves. And they may not understand it as well, or you may not understand it as well, or they understand it better, or you understand it better. Right now, it's not a science, accredited science to talk about energy, but I do believe it's real. I do believe it exists. And I think that if we were more attuned to it, we can save ourselves a lot more trouble. Now, this is not to say that if all of a sudden you understand energy, then you know who to steer clear from and who to pull to. No, your energy can be off. Your energy can be completely off, either what you're reading or what you're giving off. But the more you're aware of it, the more you can control it. So yeah, I would, again, these are my thoughts on it. I am delving into it a little deeper. I'm trying to understand exactly, hey, what's the whole deal with energy? Because can you imagine if we could measure it? If we could measure energy the way we could blood pressure or weight or anything of that sort, or even the type of energy you give out is the same as blood type, we would find a lot of commonalities in this world, aside from dating. So, yeah, let me know. Find me on email, admin@TheDatingDoc.com. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to share them on a future podcast on meditation and energy. Now, I was going to stop the segment at meditation energy at just what I just talked about, but I want to do a little semi part 2 on the meditation part. So 2 ways that I meditate. I have laid down cross-legged style in my room, and I completely make sure there's no sound, or if there's sound, it's because it's blocking cars that are driving by my cul-de-sac. And I make sure it's completely dark. And I do one of 2 things. I let my body just kind of travel, my mind and brain, body, spirit just travel, just freestyle, and see what comes in. Right? This is after I've let myself relax. I tense up my muscles a couple times. I let go, tense up my muscles, relax, tense up my muscles, relax. And then I start breathing, get into active breathing. And then I just let myself drift away and see what answers come to me, or what revelations or anything. So that's one way. The second way is I'm actively controlling my breathing. Again, this is after I've tensed up and whatnot. Something that you want to do regardless. Tense up, relax, tense up, relax. And then I focus on a shape, whether it's made up or it's a circle with a diamond in the middle and a dot inside the diamond, whatever shape, whether it's made up or not, I focus on that mentally. And I focus on the exact center of the shape. Why do I do this? I try to treat ADD. I try to increase focus. I try to get away from distractions. And the more that I can focus, the more that I actually get some new ideas and angles, creative new ideas on how to solve a problem or how to increase the strength of mine. So, that's kind of my deal on meditation. Same thing too. I have seen people on the sidelines when it comes to like UFC or any sport. I mean, I think I've even heard LeBron James meditates to where you can also rehearse what's going to come next. And that's a lot of positive talk, a lot of planning, reverse planning. But it's a way to meditate. So again, I ask, would love your thoughts, would love to connect with people that are in this. I don't know if you want to call it the movement, because it's been around for ages, but if you're into meditation and energy, chime in, let me know. You can send me a DM at Instagram, TheDatingDoc, or shoot me an email, admin@TheDatingDoc.com. Let me know. Would love to meet you.